Well, what you've seen across the world, of course, is many different areas, cities around the world establishing themselves as big hubs for fintech. You think of the likes of London in Europe, for example. The US, of course, has many big fintech startups. But in the Middle East, there's no such area existing. Now, Abu Dhabi is trying to post itself as that fintech hub in the Middle East. And I'm joined now by Richard Teng, the CEO of the Financial Services Regulatory Authority for ADGM, who's going to talk to me a little bit about how the regulator's role is important in developing those ecosystems around fintech. Richard, what have you been doing at the FSRA around trying to provide the right regulatory framework for startups to become scalable in this region?
Well, we're the first in this region to start embracing fintech. We embraced that even though this region in 2016 have not even heard of fintech. So we are the first to build a regulatory sandbox. By now, our sandbox is the second most active globally after the London sandbox, most active in this region. We are voted the top fintech hub for the Middle East, North Africa region by now. But we have gone on not only looking at rules and regulations, but building the entire ecosystem to support fintech entrepreneurs for supporting growth, supporting economic growth in this region.
Yeah, I want to address a little bit about, look, Abu Dhabi, of course, is a young ecosystem. We know that. You've had London, of course, really boost its presence in fintech and call itself a leader in the fintech area. How do you plan to catch up to many of these other fintech hubs that have emerged in the world? What are the steps you're taking?
We have done several things quite differently. So last year, for instance, we announced the building of a POC on electronic KYC, Know Your Customer system, with some of the largest Abu Dhabi institutions. This year, we're extending that to the SME sector, helping to onboard SME financing in a much faster way. We're also announcing today the building of an ADGM digital sandbox that allows for open collaboration between financial institutions, fintech entrepreneurs, government agencies, and regulators like ourselves in an open collaboration platform, allowing for faster adoption, testing, deployment of fintech solutions in a scalable, cost-effective manner.
One of the advantages you've seen in the US and also in Europe is that there seems to be a single market where regulatory framework is standardized almost across many of the countries that operate in the EU, for example. And of course, in the US, it seems to be a single framework too. Are you working with other regulators across the Middle East to try and create a larger market for the startups that are trying to base themselves here in Abu Dhabi?
We are not only working within the region, we are working internationally. So within the region today, we'll be hosting the second Regulators Roundtable to explore ways to support and collaborate the fintech movement. But globally, we have collaboration with Hong Kong and Singapore to build the global trade connectivity network to support trade finance on the blockchain front, trade documentation, trade finance, cross-border trade. So that's exciting. We are looking to link our digital sandbox with other economic blocks that's building similar sandbox that allow for a much bigger marketplace for fintech innovators, financial institutions to really come about to collaborate on that front.
A huge theme of this conference is around the blockchain technology, around cryptocurrencies as well. You're trying to take a lead in regulating that space as well. Last year, you released a framework around initial coin offerings. How has that been received so far from the startups looking to apply to launch ICOs here in Abu Dhabi? So
last year, we issued our guidance on ICOs. This year, in June, we issue our regulatory framework, which is the most comprehensive globally, regulating crypto asset exchanges, custodians, intermediaries. It has been very well received internationally and regionally. We have a pipeline of applications looking to look for a safe, controlled environment, trusted environment, growing crypto assets in a responsible fashion. So we are supporting growth in that region as well.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.